Have you ever wondered how the mind, much like an old friend, sometimes needs a gentle nudge to stay engaged and lively? With so many chapters behind us, our brains hold a lifetime of memories, lessons, even the scent of a Sunday roast or the feel of a grandchild's hand in ours. But what does it mean to keep that remarkable mind of yours sharp well into these richer years? You've watched technology change, seen the world spin through decades, and gathered all sorts of wisdom. Now, what's the best way to keep your mind not just ticking over, but truly thriving? Let's explore together the small, intentional things we can do every day to nurture our brains. Not only to remember where we left our glasses, but to sustain that spark of curiosity, humor, and connection that makes life beautiful at any age. First, let's talk about a powerful insight. Continual learning is ageless. There's a popular notion that learning is mostly for the young, but the brain craves novelty, no matter how many candles were on your last birthday cake. Think about a time you learned a new card game, tried a different recipe, or read a book outside your usual genre. Did you feel that delightful mix of frustration and triumph? That's your brain forging new pathways, just as it did when you first learned to ride a bike or drive a car. Now, how does this matter? Learning in later years is linked with sharper thinking and even delayed memory decline. The action step: pick something new. It doesn't have to be grand. Maybe a puzzle, a language app, or a YouTube tutorial about bird watching. Just aim to stretch your thinking in a small way each day. Social connection is another vital piece of the puzzle. After decades building relationships, raising families, and working beside colleagues, many people find their social circles changing. But here's the science. Meaningful conversation lights up the mind. Reminiscing about old times or debating current events exercises memory and reasoning. For a practical step, consider this. Each week, reach out to one old friend, neighbor, or even join a new group. Whether that's in person, over the phone, or through an online community. It's not frequency, but the sense of true connection that matters. Take a moment. When was the last time a good conversation stayed with you long after it ended? Physical movement. Yes, for the brain too. We often think of staying active for our bodies, but the mind benefits just as much. Activities like walking, swimming, or even gentle stretching increase blood flow to the brain and stimulate growth chemicals that help it stay healthy. Here's a quick comparison. Research has shown that a simple brisk stroll can boost attention and mood more than sitting with a crossword for the same duration. But combining both, moving your body and engaging your mind, is the ideal. For example, try learning a few dance steps or walking while listening to an audiobook. The practical step here: find a movement you enjoy and aim for even 10 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be strenuous or competitive. If you're finding value in these ideas, please like and subscribe to help us grow our channel. Ageless Intuition. Sharing wisdom is how we all grow stronger together. Now let's consider nutrition. Fuel for thought. Quite literally, you might recall times when a hearty breakfast set the tone for a productive day, or how certain foods left you sluggish. As we age, the brain needs specific nutrients. Things like omega-3 fatty acids, leafy greens, and berries have all been linked with better cognitive health. Instead of drastic diets, think simple swaps. Perhaps add walnuts to oatmeal, or toss a handful of spinach into your lunch. It's about small, sustainable changes. This is one area where decades of cooking experience really pays off. You know what fits your tastes and routines. Sleep, often underestimated, but so essential. Remember when a good night's rest left you ready to tackle anything? Sleep is the brain's cleanup crew. It clears toxins and files memories. As sleep patterns shift with age, it becomes tempting to shrug off a restless night as inevitable. but consistency matters. Set a calming routine before bed. Avoid heavy meals late in the evening and keep electronics away for at least an hour before sleep. Little changes can make a real difference. Reflect for a moment. What's one thing you could adjust tonight to help improve your rest? Next, let's touch on the idea of mindfulness and purposeful reflection. With your wealth of experience, you know that the mind can wander both to happy memories and old regrets. Mindfulness isn't about forgetting the past, but about learning to be fully present. Even a few minutes a day, focusing on breath or quietly gazing at nature, helps calm mental chatter and sharpens awareness. Those who embrace regular reflection, either through meditation, prayer, or simply quiet time, often report feeling more centered and clear-headed. Here's a practical step. Find a consistent time in your day, even just 5 minutes, to sit and notice your surroundings, your breath, or your thoughts, without judgment. Consider, when do you feel most at ease and grounded during your routine? Challenging assumptions is a particularly rewarding mental exercise. Over a lifetime, we form beliefs and habits that guide us. Yet, the willingness to rethink, whether it's a viewpoint on the news, a family tradition, or a hobby, keeps the brain resilient and curious. Let's look at an example. Imagine two people approaching technology. One avoids it, feeling it's too complex. Another tries using a new app with a grandchild, laughing at their own mistakes along the way. Guess who's stretching their neurons? It's not about mastering the latest gizmo, but about the willingness to adapt. An action step: the next time you encounter something new or unfamiliar, pause before dismissing it. Ask yourself, what curious questions might I ask? Or could I try just for the experience? Lifelong creativity is another powerful, sometimes underestimated, source of brain vitality. Artistic pursuits, whether that's painting, writing, playing music, gardening, or crafting, tap into different brain regions than analytical tasks. And you don't need to be a master. The simple act of creating, arranging flowers, snapping photos, or jotting down a family story invites joy and cognitive stimulation. Consider framing creativity as play, not a test. What's one creative endeavor you've put aside that you'd like to revisit? Or is there something entirely new you've been meaning to try? Make room this week, even for 30 minutes, and let yourself enjoy the process. Let's pause here for a moment. With so much packed into our lives already, what resonates most for you? I encourage you to reflect, and if you'd like, share your thoughts in the comments. We're building a community of folks supporting each other in making these years truly vibrant. Now, as we move toward our wrap-up, let's take a step back and recognize the depth of insight you bring to every activity. Decades of life, its ups and downs, have taught you about resilience, creative thinking, navigating loss, and savoring joy. All these strengths are invaluable as you nurture your brain now. These aren't just habits for the young, they're life tools that matter even more as we cherish our independence and connections. To sum up, keeping your mind sharp isn't about ticking boxes or proving anything to anyone else. It's about honoring your own journey, tapping into curiosity, and tending to the things that bring you energy and delight. You've earned the right to choose approaches that fit your rhythm while staying engaged, connected, and open to growth. Whether you try one or all of the ideas we've talked about today, remember, small, consistent steps make for a steady, strong mind. If you appreciated these insights, please like and subscribe to help us grow our channel, Ageless Intuition. Your support nurtures a community that values wisdom at every age. As always, I'm grateful for the brightest minds tuning in and sharing their stories. What has worked for you in keeping your mind lively? Let's keep learning together and inspiring one another. Your perspective matters here. Thanks for watching. Tap that like button and subscribe if this brought you joy today. We're growing thanks to wonderful folks like you. Wishing you a peaceful day, wrapped in warmth and love.